Good morning, students. Welcome back to my channel, Assimilate English with Sadaf. This is the another lecture series of business communication. Today, I'm going to teach you different types of communication. So let's get started. For any organization, communication plays a pivotal role. It brings together the social system. For engineers, developing communication skills is considered important in order to perform tasks, manage teams, and build strong personal bonds. The types of communication can be broadly classified into various categories: formal, informal, verbal, non-verbal, vertical, horizontal, and diagonal. Most of the time, these forms of communications are interlinked with each other. For example, formal and informal communication can be verbal or non-verbal. Similarly, formal and informal communication can be vertical, horizontal, or diagonal. So basically, there are four types of communication: formal, informal, verbal, and non-verbal. Let us first understand what is formal communication. Formal communication is the type of communication where one needs to communicate in an official language. While communicating, he or she is required to follow certain rules and ethics. It should be well planned, precise, and clear. Formal communication is most common in organizations. It can be in written or oral form. Formal communication can also be carried out in a diagonal, vertical, or horizontal manner. It is time, language, and topic bound. For example, Mr. Lal gives a motivational speech to his employees praising their work before the launch of a new product in the market. So you can say that formal communication is the exchange of official information that flows along the different levels of the organizational hierarchy and conform to the prescribed professional rules, policies, standards, processes, and regulations of the organization. The formal communication follows a proper predefined channel of communication and it is deliberately controlled. It is governed by the chain of command and complies with all the organizational conventional rules. So, following are the illustrative example of formal communication like meetings, scheduled meetings, legal and commercial notices, notices that are of legal and or commercial relevance, documents such as reports, publications, social media, graphics, messages, job application, memorandum, application of leave, appreciation letter, etc. So, all these are the illustrative examples of formal communication. Now, let us understand what is informal communication. Informal communication is also known as grapevine communication. Any unofficial communication in an organization can be termed as informal communication. Its application in the organization can be internal or external. Such type of communication exists along with the formal communication as it helps in maintaining a healthy environment in an organization. Here, the flow of communication is carried out without any restrictions and is performed in an informal fashion. Informal communication is the free flow of information and does not have any restricted channels. Such type of communication is required as man is a social animal and likes to connect in groups, as it helps in forming bonds among colleagues. Thus, informal communication helps develop better relations. It is often called as grapevine communication, as there is no defined channel of communication. It is friendly in nature and may include rumors, gossips, and personal opinions. It is not time bound and does not need to have a specific purpose. Grapevine talk could be about sports, entertainment, studies, etc. Example: two friends Bhavesh and Ganesh are discussing about what to order in the canteen for lunch. Bhavesh suggests they both have a Chinese rice dish together, and Ganesh agrees with the idea. So that's informal communication. So you can say that the informal communication is the casual and unofficial form of communication wherein the information is exchanged spontaneously between two or more persons without conforming the prescribed official rules, processes, systems, formalities, and chain of commands. I hope you have understood formal and informal communication well. Now let's see a good example of informal communication. You can see in the picture good example of informal communication in the workplace can be seen whenever one employee interacts with another employee in a casual and conversational way. They can talk about the games that was on last night or even about a company policy and change during their lunch break, tea break, etc. And this is another example of informal communication where a family is having dinner together and they are discussing many different things on the dinner table. So here you can see the difference between formal and informal communication, examples of appropriate situations for using each communication style. So these are the examples of formal and informal communication along with the mode of communication. Informal communication, text message to a friend, and when you talk about formal communication, email to a professor. So that will be email to a professor will be a formal one. When you talk with your professor, you have to be very you have to follow certain rules and regulations. Your timings are very important. The topic that you discuss with your professor is also very important, and language that you use with your professor is very, very important. So you can say it is time bound, topic bound, and language bound, whereas informal communication is free from all the rules. It is very friendly and casual in nature. I'll wait for a minute. You can read all the examples of formal and informal communication along with the mode of communication. Sorry. Now let's move on. You can pause the video and read all the examples of formal and informal communication. Now, this is another type of communication, verbal communication. Verbal communication is the use of words to share information with other people. It includes both spoken and written communication. Oral communication is the form of verbal communication. Oral communication takes place in face-to-face conversation, group discussion, telephonic calls, and other circumstances in which spoken word is used to express meaning. And here are the advantages of oral communication. Immediate feedback. When it is a face-to-face communication or a telephonic talk, you get a feedback immediately. Personal touch, group communication, and secrecy. So these are the examples of advantages of oral communication. It is very easy. It is very cheap. You don't have to spend anything for oral communication. You get quick feedback. You get quick response. So that's your oral communication. It is the form of verbal communication. There is another form of verbal communication, that is written communication. Now let's see first the examples of oral communication. Person to person conversation, one to one telephonic conversation, intercom system, meetings, video conferences, teleconferences. So in all these different examples we use oral communication. We talk orally with each other. Written communication. Written communication, as I've told you, is the another form of verbal communication. Written communication refers to the process of conveying a message through the written signs or symbols. So here are the different examples of written communication, like your user manual where you write something. Then memorandums, emails, postcard. So these all are the examples of your written communication. Written communication, it means communication by means of written symbols, either printed or handwritten. So here are the examples of your written communication: memos, email, orders, quotations, forms, different forms that we fill, contracts, minutes of the meeting, letters, proposals, business proposals. So these are the different examples of your written communication. Now let's understand what is non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication is the transmission of message or signals through a non-verbal platform such as eye contact, facial expressions, gestures, postures, and distance between two individuals. So you can say in non-verbal communication is also known as wordless communication. Without using any word, whether in a spoken form or in a written form, then also we can convey messages, and that type of communication is known as non-verbal communication. Like you can express your feelings through your facial expressions. If you are bored, it can be easily seen through your face. Okay, if you're happy, it can be easily identified through your face, smiling face, that you're very happy. Through a touch also you can feel something. Okay, Then body movement or posture. Through your body movement and posture, you convey so many messages. Maintaining eye contact shows your confidence. Then using different gestures through which you can send your messages, like showing the thumb sign, you can say all the best. Showing the V sign means victory. So by using these different types of body movements and facial expressions, you can send your messages. So that is no, without using any words, without using words, you can send so many messages. These are the different examples of your non-verbal communication, like sound, way of talking, like pauses, stress on the words. Posture. Posture means the way you stand and the way you sit. Appearance. Appearance, like you're very well dressed, very well groomed. It gives a very good impression about yourself. Your head movements, from nodding you can answer yes or no. Hand movements, waving of hand means you're saying goodbye to someone. Eye movements. Then facial expressions, body contact, shaking hands and giving a hug. Then closeness, invading someone's space. Example, if you are talking with your friends, so the space between you and the receiver and the other person will be less. But if you're talking with a stranger, so your space between you and the stranger will be more. So that space language is also a part of your non-verbal communication. Different types of non-verbal communication in business. Visual communication, like if you are using PowerPoint presentation, so that is projector. You're using body language or kinesics. Body language means your dressing sense, the way you stand, the way you sit, is the eye contact that you made, is also talk about yourself. Then gestures, different gestures we made. What is a gesture? Gesture means movement of head and head. Posture means the way you stand and the way you sit and the way you walk. Physical appearance, dressing rightly on the right occasion is known as your physical appearance. Facial expressions, like if you're sad, happy, bored, surprised, amazed, all these things can be seen through your face. You don't have to say anything, just a facial expression, and it talks about your emotions and your feelings. Then touch is also known as haptics. Distance, proxemics. Here spelling is wrong. It is not proxemics, it is proxemics, means nearness, closeness. As I have told you, there are different zones of proximity that we'll discuss later on. Then chronomics. Here chronomics, it is not chromatics. Chronomics means time language. If you submit your assignment on time, that means you are a very sincere and a punctual student and you get good marks. Then communication through actions, symbols, audio communication, paralanguage. See, if I'm explaining you in a very low voice, so you can easily identify through the tone of my voice that the miss is not feeling well today and the miss is not in a good mood. So the tone is also telling some message, some feeling, it is expressing your feelings and emotions. So the tone of your voice is also comes under non-verbal communication. Then calling bell, ringing bell, audio visual communication. Your bell rangs, so you come to know that somebody is outside the home. Okay, so that is also a part of your non-verbal communication. And silence also plays a very vital role in communication. It shows your agreement and disagreement when you're silent. So silence is very important in non-verbal communication. So here are the different examples of verbal and non-verbal communication. Use of word. Verbal communication uses oral or written words. Non-verbal communication not uses any oral or written words. So it is also known as wordless communication. Verbal communication has two types, oral and written. Non-verbal communication may various type. It has various different types like visual, audio, visual, silence, etc. Verbal communication is easy to understand. Non-verbal communication is difficult to understand. Verbal communication is highly structured. Non-verbal communication lacks informal structure. Less possibility of distortion of information in verbal communication. High possibilities of distortion of information. Verbal communication begins and ends with words. Non-verbal communication continues until the purpose achieved. Verbal communication gives a less and delayed feedback. Non-verbal communication gives a lot of feedback. So that's the difference between verbal and non-verbal communication. So I hope you have understood all the four types of communication: formal, informal, verbal, and non-verbal communication. Let me recapitulate again. Formal communication is time bound, topic bound, and subject bound, language bound. You have to follow certain rules and norms while you're engaged in formal communication. Whereas informal communication is very friendly and very casual in nature. Here you don't have to follow any rules and any norms. Verbal communication has two types: spoken, oral, and written. Whereas non-verbal communication has many types, like aspects of body language, like your gestures, postures, eye contact, your physical appearance, your dress code, silence, haptics, kinesics, proxemics, and chronemic. So these are the different types of your non-verbal communication. I hope you have understood all the types well. Thank you for listening and watching the video. Stay home, stay safe.